Karibu or welcome to our today's question, and the question reads: the first, fifth, and the seventh terms of an arithmetic progression or AP correspond to the first three consecutive terms of a decreasing geometric progression, which is a GP. The first term of each progression is 64, and the common difference and ratio are D and R respectively. So we are supposed to write down two equations in form of D and R. So I'll first have to write down AP, then I come and write down GP. So that the formula of getting the nth term of an AP is A plus D into n minus 1. And the formula of getting the nth term of a GP is AR raised to n minus 1. So that A stands for the first term, D stands for the common difference, and n stands for the number of terms. S stands for the first term, R stands for the common ratio, and n stands for the number of terms. So I have been told that the first term of an AP, the fifth term of the same AP, and the seventh term of the same AP correspond to the first three consecutive terms of the GP in their decreasing manner or order. So let's get that algebraic expression for the first, fifth, and seventh terms of the AP. The first term of an AP is always A. The fifth term will get obtained by just saying A, then you say plus, then you come where there's n, you put 5, the number of terms, 5, 4. I'll say 5 minus 1 is 4. 4 times D, that is 4D. So I'll have A plus 4D. The seventh term, I'll just come and write A plus, okay, where there is n, I put 7. So I'll have A plus, then 7 less 1, that is 6. 6 times D, I'll have 6D. So the first, the fifth, and the seventh terms of the AP should correspond to the first three consecutive terms of the GP. So the first term of a GP is A as well. The second term of the GP is A. Then where there's n, I put 2. So I'll have 2 minus 1. 2 minus 1 is 1. So I'll have AR raised to 1, or just AR. Then the third term can get obtained by saying A, where there is n, I put 3. So I'll have AR raised to 2. But they told us that these three consecutive terms of the GP are in their decreasing manner. So that means I'm going to put negatives on this AP. Of course, I can't introduce negatives on this. So I'll have finally A, then A minus 4D, then A minus 6D to correspond to the first three terms of the GP. So that as these ones decrease, this must also decrease. And decreasing means you have to actually use minus. So the first, the fifth, and the seventh in their decreasing manner, because of the negatives, should correspond to the first three terms of the GP, which are also decreasing. So those are our three algebraic expressions that actually associate ourselves with the relationship existing between the AP and the GP. Now, the other question that is actually getting asked under this is, you've been told to calculate the values of D and R. So you're supposed to get the values of D and R. How then do you get the values of D and R from this end? So you'll forget about the first equation or the first relationship, then go to the second and third. Forget about AR and AR. Just go to A minus 4D, A minus 6D. Now what do? You'll say, of course, if they are actually consecutive, they follow each other. That means they must have what you call a common ratio. Of course, this one over this must be equal to this over this. Then that also means this over this must be equal to this over this. So I'll actually come and say A minus 6D over A minus 4D must be equal to A minus 4D over A. A common ratio. How do you get the common ratio? This term over this term, this term over this term, this term over this term, this term over this term. Okay, let's cross multiply. We shall say A into A minus 6D should be equal to A minus 4D. Of course, this times this, so this times this, this times this, then this times this. So you can just square this. So you'll have A squared minus 6DA. You've opened the brackets, must be equal to, we can open the brackets here by squaring. We shall say A squared minus 8DA plus 16D squared. I know that we understand what we have actually done here. That is A minus B squared. So it's actually A squared minus 4 times 2 times A, 8DA. Then this one squared plus 16D squared. So we shall collect like terms. Of course, this and this will disappear. So we shall have minus 6DA is equals to minus 8DA plus 16D squared. Let's take this on this side. We shall have minus 6DA plus 8DA is equals to 16D squared. Minus 6DA plus 8DA, you get 2DA is equivalent to 16D squared. I'm lucky. Why? Because we were given the value of A, which is the first term. They have told us here that the first term of each progression is 64. So if there is A, we shall put 64. So we shall say 2 times 64 D is equivalent to 16D squared. So we shall have 64 times 2. So 64 times 2, that gives us 128, correct? So 128D is equals to 16D squared. So we shall divide both sides by 16 by 16. So 120 divided by 16, that gives us 8. So 8D is equals to D squared. Correct? Yeah, correct. Okay, fine. So divide by D, divide by D. So that 8 is equals to D. So our D is 8. So we have gotten the value of D. We have to get the value of R. Let's pick one of these equations here. So we shall say A minus 4D is equals to AR. I've taken the second one, this one here. So I know A is 64, so 64 minus 4 into D. Our D is 8. I think we got 8 as our D. So 8 should be equal to 64, which is A, then R. They told us AP and GP, all of them have the first term as 64. So I'll have 64 less 32 is equivalent to 64R. So 32 is equals to 64R. Divided by 64, divided by 64. This and this will disappear. So our R is equals to 1 over 2. Because 32 there once, 32 there 2. Correct. Thank you for watching and have a nice evening.